Hi Capricorns, it's Raya from Capricorn Vibes Only. So in today's reading, it's going to be a quick reading, but I wanted to tap into your childhood and see what has greatly affected you from childhood up to this point in your life. So here are 3 stickers. If I was you, I would hate me too. Number 2, I run my world. And pile 3, you are powerful. So please pause this video, meditate on the sticker that resonates with you the most, and then choose the one that best resonates. All right, good luck everyone. Hi Capricorns, pile 1. So if you chose the sticker, if I was you, I would hate me too. This is what has affected you from childhood up till now. Okay, so, and this is my shadow work deck. So pile 1, hot-headed. Is your ability to communicate affected by the way you react? You experience emotional outbursts with little provocation. You have grown up watching someone close to you use anger regularly as a way of coping with life. Your traumas and prolonged stress has caused you to become more reactive and defensive. Knowing what triggers you is the most important step. Reflect on your memories and on how these events have made you feel. Practice taking deep breaths before responding, and always remember it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. Okay, so this group, and it's funny because this is, if I was you, I would hate me too. It's like your hot-headedness may have pushed people away from you. How you respond to things is a very defensive way, and you might have very little difficulty communicating. And instead of walking away from confrontations, you kind of become much more confrontational. And you really attack people on a very personal level. And you also take things very personally. Look at the 6 of Cups in reverse. So how you deal with your emotions, it's not healthy, right? Like, with a lack of a better word, it's not healthy at all. And it causes a lot of conflict within your life and with other people. You may even be like that with your own kids. And that's something that the universe, your guides, are telling you that you need to work on, right? You want to heal from that. You know, if you're listening to this video, I don't know how many people are going to listen to this video, right? But I'm hoping more people would, so they can start healing. Because, a lot of things that happen to us, we attract, right? And if we know certain things that we're doing is affecting certain outcomes and thus affecting our abundance, then we need to make a change. Yeah, look at this, the Emperor in the upright position. So if this was in the reverse position, I would say you haven't come to that realization. But the Emperor is very practical. Aries energy, and Aries energy is ruled by Mars, right? And Mars is very chaotic. But now it's like you don't want to be chaotic anymore. You don't want to be that person that shakes people's foundations. You don't want to rile people up anymore. You want to have collaboration, and you want to have meaningful connections to you that helps you communicate. There's a lot of cups in here. So this indicates to me that you do want these deep connections. You just don't know how to communicate them. And sometimes you come off as very defensive because that's how you are taught to react to certain things, especially when you feel people are criticizing you. Okay, the Lovers. Exactly what I've been saying. But anyways, group 1, I love you guys. Good luck with everything. All right, group 2, if you chose the second sticker, I run my world. Sorry, it's my cat. This reading is about your childhood and how it has affected you. This was on the bottom, you see. I'm going to take that one. Guilt trips, number 55. Do you guilt trip others because you do not have the skills or language to assertively communicate your needs or feelings? You make others feel guilty in order to induce them to do something. You attempt to guilt trip others to make them feel responsible for a particular outcome and to get what you want out of others. The purpose of this is to upset the person and manipulate them into feeling regretful and ashamed of themselves, even when they should not be. You may even bring up past occasions or instances when you were helpful, or at least appeared to be, to make others feel guilty. You may think you're simply asking for a return favor. However, a person who truly helps out with pure intentions will not throw that instant in other people's faces for the sake of personal gain. In order to stop this, you first should be aware that your guilt trips are secret expressions of anger. That anger masks your more valuable or your more vulnerable emotions that stem from disappointments over your needs not being met. Your needs often go unmet because you don't directly state what you want. Okay, so this is not really about you making other people feel bad, but it's you not receiving certain things that you need and want because you don't express them. And this is how you express it to get your needs. Instead of saying, hey, I really need your help, can you help me? You tend to guilt trip people into helping you. Instead of being vulnerable about it, right? So you always like to have the upper hand when it comes to that. And I don't think it's intentional, but it ends up being that way. But now you're realizing, okay, I need to learn how to communicate better, my feelings and my needs. Yeah, look at the strength in reverse. And the strength in the upright position is having that strength, having that courage to speak up. But a long time you just kind of misdirected that need that was never met, right? And that made people be like, why are they acting this way? Why are they making me feel guilty for something that they did for me when all they really need is a helping hand? All they really need is better communication. And I think that's something you want to get past. And I feel for a while, you may not being able to express yourself with what you want because you were told not to. You're told your feelings aren't important enough, right? Your feelings are not worth helping or fixing. Okay. And you have learned to become defensive. And maybe in the past you have told people, this is what I need, especially from your childhood, and they made you feel guilty for needing that. And this is why as an adult, you're thinking, okay, that didn't work. Me telling people how I felt and what I need, it didn't work. So I'm going to come out really defensive. But the thing is, and that may have, and I feel like that may have worked for a long time. And maybe it continues to be working on a long time, but it's also not allowing fulfilling relationships, right? It's really turning people off from a better long-term connection, right? It's only temporary. And you want more of a long-term relationship with people instead of abusing your power, right? This is the Emperor. The first pile had this too in the upright position. So it's like you don't want to abuse your power anymore, abuse your authority, or abuse you helping people in a way to get something in return. Like you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to do tick for tat anymore. You want to work on communicating yourself and not being so sneaky when it comes to your needs being met. All right, group 2, love you guys. Good luck with everything. Hi, group 3. So if you chose a sticker, you are powerful. This is tapping into your childhood issue that has been affecting you up to now, okay? So let's see, pile 3, 1 card. There you go. Copycat. Okay. The number 54 is a 9, and 9 is about feeling fulfilled. Do you imitate others because you believe you must copy others to be worthy of good things? You imitate or adopt the behavior or practice of another. You imitate others because you may lack a sense of self. You don't know who you are, so being like others feels free. Sometimes you want what others have, so you copy to try to get it. Sometimes it stems from a lack of self-esteem, and it can cause you to try and elevate yourself by copying others you admire. And at other times, you copy to conform and feel accepted by others by limiting your own individuality. While it's flattering to be admired, being copied can often feel like theft. It can often almost feel like a person is trying to take away or rob others of their own uniqueness. which can anger another. Take some you time to rewrite your story and get connected again. Ask yourself these questions. Who was I? Who am I now? And why do I choose to do what I do now? Take some time to think about how you differentiate yourself by listing the qualities that make you unique. And remember, you have unique qualities that you can bring to the table. Okay, I mean, a lot of people suffer from this, right? I see this also in my field. Even as a teacher, I've seen people imitate me, try to copy me, and it does feel like a form of theft. But you have to also ask yourself, like, that admiration, where does that stem from? Is it because you feel, okay, if this person's doing well, I'm going to do whatever they're doing to do well because it seems like that's the only way to do it? Or am I afraid of being who I am? Am I afraid of my individuality? And that's something that a lot of people struggle with because being an individual takes guts, right? Look, you're choosing yourself. You're choosing and looking at yourself and saying, man, God made me in his image. I am magical in my own way. And you don't need to be like anyone else. And this is all like self-love, right? This is understanding that you don't need to copy other people. Like the Knight of Swords in the reverse position is like, in the upright position is very flighty. It's very superficial. And they're saying like, you don't need to be superficial. You don't need to be like someone else to get where you want to go. You need to create your own path. You need to create your own individuality. And that's like something like for me, like when I made this deck, I saw like very superficial shadow work deck. And I'm like, how is this helping anyone? You know, it doesn't break down the psychology of why people do what they do. And I wanted to create something that's the breaking down using psychology. And I feel like if you can do something that's similar, but make it so much more better, that's even better for you. But also doing things that you enjoy doing, not because everyone else wants you to do it or because other people are doing it, right? Yeah, look at walking away from this copycat mentality and building something on your own that you know you're capable of doing. Like, I feel like pile 3, you guys, not saying 1 and 2 aren't creative, but I feel out of the piles, you guys are the most creative, right? Yeah, and that cycle of copying, that cycle of feeling I'm not good enough, like I can't stand on my own, is going to end. And you're going to begin something new. And this is a very much passion project, creating things, because, okay, it's crazy, this fell right in here, because whatever you were doing in the past that you were trying to be like someone else wasn't working for you financially, and it wasn't working for you anywhere. Like, right, you're like, wait a minute, they're doing something and they're really successful at it. I'm copying them, I'm doing what they're doing, but I'm not successful at it. Like, why? The reason why is because you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to copycat anyone. You shouldn't have to imitate anyone. There's a famous saying by Yogi Berra, who was a famous Yankee catcher. I think it's if you can't imitate them, don't copy them, or don't copy them if you can't imitate them. It's one or the other, but it's like, so it doesn't make sense, but then it makes sense. Like, if you can't be like them, then don't even attempt to copy them. Look at the King of Wands. Yeah, look at the King of Wands is an entrepreneur card. It came up sideways, so it's like you're kind of having that self-doubt. Like you do a lot of self-sabotage, group theory, but it's like, yo, you can do this. You can do this. You have the ability to be very successful on your own. You don't need to be like anyone else. Nice, Queen of Wands right there in the upright position. Because being like everyone else, honestly, is a disrespect to you and your talents. All right, group 3, love you guys. Good luck with everything.